What's going on, Road Runners? It's your boy, C-Dub, a.k.a. Critwick, coming at you guys with another video, and this time it is CBR number 2, Carson. And this is the men's category 4-5 event, and we have about 20 more seconds to get this race started. So in the meantime, go ahead and hit that like, go ahead and leave me a comment at the end, and if you feel so gracious, please subscribe. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as we get started in CBR number 2, Carson. All right, the race is underway, and let's get this thing started. So, of course, I will do the best that I can by sharing with you who I'm riding behind and what my intentions are in this race. And truth be told, your boy wanted to get on the podium today. I wanted to get on the podium, and yeah, let's see if we got there. All right, so I believe I'm currently sitting behind Pablo De La Hoya. So again, as I do these commentated videos, I'm starting to recognize some bodies, without having to necessarily look at the list I have here to share with you the names to keep these commentated videos, which can be boring, keep them with some depth. All right, so sitting behind Automata, and I believe this is Pablo. So we're making our way through turn 1, turn 2, and we're currently making our way down to turn number 3. And so again, it's 54 degrees today. You see we going 28 miles an hour. You see we got the slope or the elevation there on the left-hand side with heart rate and power as we go through turn number 3. And then on your right side, we got my revolutions per minute. And then the top right, we have the lap timer. So you see the course there, and you will see all of these 15 laps. Currently sitting behind Chris Ming of A Faster Me. And so I have a little bit of a vendetta with A Faster Me. And it's a fun little banter. Nothing serious. We just have a good time going back and forth and, making this season, the 2025 season, amazing. So, so sitting behind Chris Ming as we make our way, finishing up lap number 1. All right, let's get it. So again, you see my heart rate there is 178.77 beats per minute. And what I'm noticing early in the season is that my heart rate is really, really up, meaning that I'm able to get into the 190s and I'm holding on. Before anything in the 180s, I was dying. So fitness is definitely up a little bit. And again, this is my 4th race of the season. 4 races in, and we got a long season ahead of us. If I hang out here on the right or to the left of everybody, I'm not going to be able to give you any names because our numbers are on the right side. So when I get behind somebody and I can see the number, I will let you know who it is. But I do know that this is an SDBC rider. And with that being said, let me look at my list here to see if SDBC has, if he put that in, I can let you know who he is. Well, I've passed him and I don't know what his name is. Actually, that was in the blue kit is Simon. So currently right now sitting behind Chad Eubanks of iSpeed. And we got some UCSD riders in the race. This is them. You see their UCSD on their bibs right here. So got some UCSD riders in the house. And again, we got Simon right there to my 1 o'clock. So currently for me, one thing that I've noticed I've been doing really, really good at is staying like in the inside of the Peloton. So let's say there's 3 lanes, 1 being to the left, 2 being in the middle, and then 3 being to my right. You will find me typically in lane number 2 like now. So we got 411, which is Michael. And then, I'm behind this UCSD rider. And then I believe this is Steven, who I'm behind right now of Automata. And I raced with Steven at Roger Milliken, and a very, very strong rider. And this race happened at 07 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And one thing that I'm experiencing is that, with it being cold in the morning, that my muscles, don't really purge the lactic as fast, and they don't really get over feeling that effort, the pain of that effort, in a expeditious type of way. So if you have any recommendations, please leave down in the comment section how I can prepare for that in the future. We got 443 coming through of S2 Bosch. 443 is Sean. And then we got 445 right there of UCSD, which is Noah. Coming up on 431, which is Daniel of UCSD. And again, number 36 is your boy Steven of Automata, who I'm currently sitting behind again right now. Actually, the guy earlier of Automata was not Steven, because who I'm sitting behind right now is Steven. So again, as you notice, I'm hanging out to his left, which is putting me kind of in the middle of the Peloton. As you see that the UCSD rider in front of me is, he would be ahead of me, but yet I'm just hanging out to the left of Steven. You got Devin right there in the all black KRT kit. And again, you have Chad, number 67, to my left, making his way up in the pack. We got Chris right there to my immediate left. And if you look to my 1 o'clock, that red and black kit, that's my boy, Everett Wilson, who's been doing an amazing job this year. So currently just tucked in behind 445, which is Noah. And so again, if you notice, I am consistently staying in the middle of, or you could say lane 2 of the Peloton, not trying to get too much to the left, not too much to the right, but trying to stay consistently in the middle of the Peloton. And what that's doing is that's giving me a better draft, because I'm probably one of the largest riders out here, being at over 240 pounds. We got Joshua right there at my 1 o'clock in the A Faster Me kit, who is very, very strong. Iron Man. That's what I'm going to start calling Josh. $451 is Rogelio. I'm not sure how to say that, but that's who I'm currently behind right now. Rogelio. We got Giancarlo up there in the white and red top with the black bottom skin suit. So again, another race that I'm doing with Giancarlo. We got Subaru here. Not sure what his name is. Maybe his name is Jake. So we shall see. I think there's only one Subaru rider, so that had to be Jake. We got 468 to my left, which is Caesar of Oprime. So again, making our way through turn number 2, and you see the course right now. So we're going into a little bump in the road. And then after this bump, we definitely go into a descent, which helps us to carry our speed and momentum into turn number 3. And again, if you notice, we're kind of hugging the middle of the road. I mean, just a little bit more to the right, because we have this full road. So where we should be right now is all the way to the left by the curb over there. And then cutting through the apex of turn number 3 right here. And you see, I kind of try to come in a little bit to get closer to the apex of that, because as soon as you come out of turn number 3, you got these cones to your left, because people still got to work. Even though this is Sunday, you got a lot of trucks that come in and go out on that left side over there by those cones. And those cones are a very, very tricky thing, simply because we don't take this turn correctly. So you should be all the way to the left. When you're making right-hand turns, you should be all the way to the left, cut through the apex of the turn or the fastest line of the turn, and then possibly pop out to the left again once you've come through the turn. So we're just, again, sitting in the middle of this Peloton. We got 432 right there to my left, which is Tim. And we got 450 right there to my left, which is Jonathan. So just calling names out. I did see we had some riders. I'm going to say out of town, which is the guy that has the Tanak on his bibs. Not sure what his name is, but hopefully I'll be around him later on in the race at some other point in this race to be able to call him out by name. And the reason why I make mention of him is because I guess one of his teammates named Chris Wild, which I think he's like a Cat 2, but he races a lot of Masters races, very strong guy. I saw him out there and I was just giving him some heckling him after the race saying like, hey, man, I saw you taking pictures, and I realized you had a teammate. And I was like, man, where's my pictures at? So I definitely tried to get by the guy with the Tanak bibs over there just so that while Chris was taking pictures, I can get in some of those shots. Currently behind Jeff right here, Jeffrey of S2 Bosch, which is stage 2 Bosch. So Jeff is to my right. Again, another very strong rider. Him and Josh, I think they be confirmed. They be talking. I think they kind of like made their own little in-race team because they be talking and doing things together. They both got some really good fitness, and it's just amazing to be able to ride with guys that have good fitness and know what's going on in these races. In this area right here, as you see, it's about a 3%, almost a 4% little incline. It's probably about a 10-second little climb. Nothing crazy, but it does zap the legs, especially when you're taking it at race pace. We do have some teams here. We got some Automata team. We got S2 Bosch team. We have the Faster Me team. So there's several different teams in this race that are definitely showcasing themselves. And again, if you look to the right, you see there on the screen the overlay, the lap counter. So we are currently finishing out lap number 6, but the fastest lap to this current time is 1 minute, 42 seconds, lap number 3. We got John Carlo, I believe it's John Carlo to my left. I've done a lot. John Paul, number 64. And so what if you notice that we have numbers that are different colors? So you see the white numbers and then you see the blacked out numbers. And the blacked out numbers are the VIP, which means they pay like $270 for the whole season, and they pretty much get their races discounted for paying that upfront price. So you'll see that the numbers there, a couple rides that may have different color numbers. So you have the white number, and then to my left, and then the black number to my, and it's actually a cloth number, which is really nice. And it's crazy because I have a cloth number. And I don't know if this is a little pet peeve of mine or toxic trait, as some would say, but what I'm noticing is that I don't like coming next to riders when their number is flapping all over the place. It makes this sound. It's paper flapping in the wind. It's just like you should have secured that a little bit better. But, that's just me being weird, I guess you could say. But I really like the cloth numbers because they lay on you really nicely and they don't make any noise, once we get moving. So currently right now going 24 miles an hour. And of course, that was up the almost 4% climb. And you see right here, my heart rate is 180 as we're coming through the start finish and finishing out lap number 7. And again, it was a little cold, 55 degrees. Not too cold, but cold enough, less than 60. And usually what I'm noticing about myself is I'm covered, meaning I have arm warmers, knee warmers with anything less than 60 degrees. And also share with you, you should also see after this a Cat 3-4 race, which was my 5th race of the season. Same event, but just a different race. So I did do a 3-4 race, and please check that one out. And I will also be uploading the commentated video from that. This video is roughly, I want to say like 33 minutes because this was a 30-minute race. So please, actually, this video is 26 minutes. So please hang in here with me. And we're about halfway through. As you see, we got 15 laps and we are currently on lap number 8. So we are halfway there. And in this race, as you see in the title, I'm going to call it one wrong move because I think it was this one move changed everything for me. So definitely stay all the way through this video. And I will try to talk about it before it happens simply because it's a commentated video. And after this happens, the race is pretty much over. Currently sitting next to 467. And like I've said in other videos, which is he's Eric, I find myself around, riders, I guess you could say, of similar fitness. And I definitely try to stay with them, especially if the legs look good. So you see me hitting 100 RPMs and going 27, 28 miles an hour. So currently sitting behind Eric, and I found myself around him in a lot of instances throughout this race. So yeah, so I just noticed you have many, when you're going through a race and you find yourself around, a certain rider, maybe it's because you have similar fitness. And, I was definitely like, I want to stay, where he is, stay connected or whatnot, just as close as I can to this guy, Eric, because, I was just like, man, every time I look up, Eric is there. 425. His name is Lemmy. He's right here to my left. And you saw earlier at the very, very beginning, Mr. Prince, which is the race organizer. And again, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Prince for putting on all these California bicycle racing events. He has his number on slightly wrong. And Mr. Prince was letting him know that, as well as the officials were letting riders know the proper way of attaching numbers and the proper way to attach a number to our jerseys. So that's Lemmy right here to our immediate left side. Making our way again up this 4%, 3 to 4% incline. You got chat right there, number 67. And that's what that VIP number looks like up close and personal. I got John Paul to my left. And again, kind of in the same situation with John Paul like we did at Major Motion. So, I'm really enjoying doing these commentated videos because I'm learning people by name. And I don't have to look so hard trying to find who they are. Again, we got the Subaru Outback rider, and he is Jake. 459 is Jake. I keep finding myself behind this rider right here with the Cam Bibbs, who's riding behind Chris. But again, I'm always to his left, so have yet to see his number and be able to call him out by name. Heart rate, as you noticed, it's in the 170s. The pace was up. And in this race specifically, shout out to Sir Chris of Don's Bicycle Racing Team. He was on the sidelines making donations and was causing this 4-5 race to have a uptick in pace. As you see, we're at 29 miles an hour because he was giving money. Therefore, they were making preems. And again, if this is your first time hearing about what a preem is pretty much like a 1-lap race within the total timed event. And so whoever comes across the line first gets that prize. And in this instance, it was money. So I believe he had donated like $200. And so they gave 4 $50 preems away. So 4 laps were what we can call hot laps. Not all consecutive, but yet throughout the race, we had to listen to the announcer. They would ring the bell and say preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. And we would find ourselves moving because we had people that were very much so highly desirous of getting these preems, or better yet to say, getting that money. Like Jerry Maguire said, show me the money. Finishing out lap number 10. As I'm sitting here just to the right of Chad Eubanks of iSpeed. So again, as you notice, I'm still in the middle of the Peloton trying to stay out of the wind because your boy is a Clydesdale, and more bodies makes a bigger air pocket for me to not have to exert so much wattage. As you see down at the bottom, a little bit of all tail is your boy did hit almost 1,200 watts in this race. This was probably of the 4 races that I've done at this point in time, this was probably the fastest race that I've done. Like, I could definitely tell it was almost a no brakes type of race, meaning, not many brakes was being hit prior or even in the turns. And so this was something I really, really, took note of. Like, man, we are really railing these turns. We're going into it, not a lot of braking, really just carrying our momentum through. And so that was really nice because having recently just done Roger Milliken and really going 30 something miles an hour downhill into a left hand turn. It was once you got comfortable and able to trust your wheels, it really felt it was fun going through the turn. And you saw me right now, just moved up probably about 5 to 10 spaces on that climb. I do pretty decent as a big boy on, small climbs like this. And so you saw that there was a big old wedge, and I just worked my way up inside of that, moving up behind. I'm not sure who I'm behind right now. I know it's 40 something. So let's just say it's 401, and that is Robert. And again, Robert's number, he was another person identified whose number is wrong. And he just has to rotate it counterclockwise one time, and his number will be perfect. We got Jake over there of Subaru coming up on the outside, number 459, making his way up. We got Chad right here to my right. And again, I'm just staying on the inside, And again, lap number 3 was the fastest lap of 142. And if you look at the whole list, there was 4 laps that we ran at 142. So, that's pretty good for a 4.5. Again, you see me next to Eric. Like I said, I found myself around him often. Number 467. We got Giancarlo, we got Jeffrey, we got Josh all up there. We got John Paul to the far left, Chad to my immediate right. We're making our way. Chad was trying me on this. He kept coming close right there. You see him and Eric are real close. I have to fall out of that because, I'm definitely trying to finish the race rubber side down. It got really close there. Chad kept trying my gangster. Next time I have to let him know by just saying, hey, bro, move over. We got Connor Wells right here in front of me. I believe that's his name. Yep, Connor Wells here with the pink pockets. And you will see him again later on in the race. You can tell by those calves, this dude got some power. So big calves, lazy socks. Joke. But nah, this dude he did really well in this race. So I got Connor in front of me, and we got Joshua to his immediate right. So I figured, shoot, I'm in a good spot right here. We got these 2 guys. We're on lap 13 of 15. So you could pretty much say we got 2 laps to go. So I'm in a good place. We got a double pace line going on right now. I'm able to move back and forth. Currently sitting on Josh's wheel. We got Jeffrey right here. We got Jake up there. And so just staying inside. We got Giancarlo up to the front, probably sitting second wheel. So you see exactly where I'm sitting. I'm inside the Peloton. I'm not right behind Josh, but I'm actually sitting in the middle. And again, this is not a group ride, so I don't have to sit directly on his wheel. I can take this inside area while they're creating this pocket. I can enjoy the draft. We got 417 right there. 417 was Will Diego. So currently sitting on Giancarlo's wheel just to the right of him as we make our way up again through this 3 to 4% little bump in the road. And you see I'm up close. I'm in the front. Like I'm probably top 10 right now. And just hanging on and just riding this ride. My heart rate's at 176. And we're making our way coming up to close out lap number 13 of 15. So again, you see I'm sitting right in the middle of it. All right, now we're on pretty much 2 laps to go. So after this lap, we got 1 lap to go. Next to Connor, got Josh here. So you see the pace is up. Look at that. Pace is up. I'm hitting over 1,000 watts. Heart rate is 177. 418 is Fasal. He's falling back, but he's doing what he can. He's in that wind. Probably should get on the wheel. Again, drafting, you are working 30% less than the rider in front of you. That's the benefit of drafting. We got number 15 up there, which is Randy of Don's Bicycle, powered by Surf Pro. So currently you see me sitting behind Lemmy as he's closing this gap. I let him do the work because I don't need to. You see the heart rate is up. We got 411 right there, which is Michael coming up. And you got to be careful coming through this because sometimes we do come in hot, therefore causing your line to be like this, outside the cones. And usually that's a DNF or a DQ, disqualified, because you go outside the cones, because those cones are there truly for your safety, even though we find ourselves, they seem to be a little bit more dangerous than safe. But it's there to protect us because cars do come in and out that parking lot. Currently sitting on the Apex Riders wheel. This was a different bib that I've seen in the whole race. So like maybe he's been hanging back 433, maybe, which is Braden. So sitting behind Braden right here. Again, you see I'm sitting right in the middle of these two riders. This is the final lap. So let's get it, y'all. So sitting behind Braden, and we are, I know I need to move up. So I come around Braden. Now I'm currently sitting behind Randy. As we come through, we got Evoke popping off, coming underneath, coming through the turn. So turn number 2, and we are making our way to turn number 3. You see Connor Wells up there, surfing wheels. And I'm coming up on the outside. We got Lemmy right here to my right. As we're coming through turn number 3, we got Joshua up there, a faster me, in the lead Peloton. We got S2 Bosch right here. So again, we got a little gap. So I got to get on that, hitting over 700 watts to get close. You see everybody's kind of light pedaling. I'm making my way up. And all right, so let me talk about it now. So my one bad move is I'm right behind Connor Wells and Josh, right? We're coming through turn number 3, about to hit this 3 to 4% climb. What I should have done is stayed on Connor's wheel. Like, even though Josh is right here, but he goes inside, I should have stayed on Connor's wheel, but I come up behind S2 Bosch, wrong move right here. Then I have to come around that, hitting over 1,000 watts. But if I would have stayed on Connor's wheel, look at this. Connor literally pulls away from the field. We got Mikey V right here of Endure. If I would have stayed on Connor's wheel, I'd have probably been maybe second through the turn. But because I did not, I was probably top 10 through the turn. And at this point, your boy's heart rate is up 192, 193. We got Eric sprinting around me like he did in Major Motion. And I come across the line 12th. 12th place of 68. I'm not upset. I'm not complaining. We got it done. Let's go to the next one. All right, y'all. Thank you for checking in. Please comment, like, subscribe. On to the next one with your boy C-Dub, a.k.a. Whit. Peace.